Oh my God. It is happening.
It quickly became clear that Gregg was not unfamiliar to the local law enforcement authorities here. They were aware of his YouTube antics, the allegations of inappropriate contact with young women. The other thing that stands out to me is that Gregg is about as brave in person as you'd expect. The thing about dealing with a predator is you know exactly what a predator is going to do. He had his chance today to talk to me, to explain his side of the story, to defend himself, but he chose not to do it.
Oh my God! Hey everybody, this is Atticus the Death Miller, and yes, it has happened. Chris Hansen, Chris Daddy Hansen, Chris the Pedo Slayer Hansen paid a little visit to our favorite dancing banana onion. And yes, I'm well aware it's another Onision video, and most of you guys are gonna say I'm gonna be dick riding on the subject for the entirety of this year. But you know what? I feel like I need to talk more about Onision here and there instead of just making every Onision video every millisecond like Monte, or now known as Luna Mun, is doing, or Pastel Belle's doing, or just any other like just talk show channel and all that shit. But like when it's stuff like this, you need to actually talk about it. And so that is what I am doing right now. So let us begin. Because oh my God, this is so exciting. So if you guys all remember, I made a video on Onision in which he made his first meltdown onto when his Patreon was taken down after doxing Billy. So that has been going on, and so I didn't really bother making another video on Onision since a lot of people were making multiple videos on his multiple meltdown videos on his channel. Now most people really thought that he was really just having all these mental breakdowns after his Patreon was deleted. But in truth, in which Repsion really brought forth that, yeah, Onision is faking all these meltdown videos just so that he can gain more money. So it was just like, wow, he has like a contingency plan or some shit. And so like I wasn't like shocked that he would do shit like this, but I mean like I just found it funny that all these meltdown videos just hasn't really taken it seriously. That Chris Hansen was building up an investigation onto Onision, and that it was just all a big joke. But then I was given a message on some guy 827's Discord onto one of his people that are like followers onto that Discord, that Chris Hansen was at Onision's house. And seeing that bit of information, I'm like, oh my God, is this gonna be a repeat from Lewis Conrat's house in the Murphy Texas episode in TCAP? Oh my God. If you want to know more about it, just watch To Catch a Predator videos onto YouTube. There's bound to be the Murphy Texas episode. So yeah. But I find it so funny. I find it so fucking hilarious that Onision was all talking mad shit, especially on his first meltdown video, that the FBI's in here, the cops aren't here to take down Onion Boy. But right when Chris Hansen was at his very doorstep, what does Onision do? He fucking cowers over a corner, sucking his thumb, and calls 911. I wish I was making this shit up, but it actually happened. Oh my fucking God, this is beautiful. Now before I delve down onto some of the audio recording of the 911 call, I just want to let you guys know one thing about Chris Hansen, because I know a lot of people like myself, we want we always look to Chris Hansen in a very, very high regard. I mean, I don't blame all of you guys. I mean, Chris Hansen is quite an idol for a lot of us people, especially to people who survived, you know, sexual and child assaults and stuff. But Chris Hansen is a flawed man, which I will talk about on a future death metal historian video. Yes, of course, I'm bringing this out. One of my episodes that are coming up onto death metal historian is on the history of TCAP. But the fact that Chris Hansen did a lot of, you know, sketchy shit after TCAP was done, and not to mention his right-hand man, Vince, is a known doxer, it's like, could you really trust Chris Hansen anymore? Especially onto copyright claiming a lot of stuff that were made by the TCAP community. Miss Gigi has made a lot of videos onto this stuff. But I just want to say this, that Chris Hansen is a flawed person like all of us. I know we want to put him on a high pedestal, but he's done some wrong. And, you know, despite him being associated with a doxer, which you all know my stance on the doxing, at least we can all agree that he's doing God's work into bringing down one of the scummiest people on YouTube. So, with that said, let us do the 911 calls right now.
What are you reporting?
Hi, there's a person who's been stalking me online and they just showed up to my house.
What's your address? Is that a house?
Yeah.
Okay, and they're outside now?
Yes, they're knocking on my door.
Okay. And do you know if they have any weapons?
They have a bunch of camera people, like they're YouTube stalkers.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Okay. But no weapons seen?
I didn't see any weapons. I just saw like
Okay.
6 guys in my driveway, and one of them is knocking on my door.
Okay, 1 second here. And the one that's knocking on your door, is he the main one that you said has been stalking you?
Yes, he's a stalker. He's yelling things at me through the door right now.
Okay, and do we know his name at all?
It's Chris Hansen.
What? What the fuck?
You can't make this shit up. You seriously cannot make this shit up at all whatsoever. I mean, if I was a 911 operator and they say Chris Hansen, I'd be like, nigga, what you do? Like, I would be like, yeah, you're on your own, bitch. Cause like for real, I mean, despite on the shortcomings and the flaws that Chris Hansen has done after the end of TCAP, I mean, to a lot of people, especially into law enforcement, Chris Hansen is a hero. I mean, TCAP really revolutionized on how to bust child predators on the internet. And to a lot of people, he's really done that. Dateline really has revolutionized onto a lot of law enforcement agencies across America on how to tackle down, internet sex predators. And still to this day, a lot of people, law enforcement agencies, really give props to Chris Hansen. So a 911 operator hearing that Chris Hansen is stalking Onision is super ironic.
Oh, he's saying, I want your side of the story, Gregg. My name's not even Gregg.
Okay. What is your last name?
My name is James Jackson.
Okay. Last of Jackson, first of James is what I heard. Is that correct?
Yeah, he's saying, I just want to talk through the door.
Okay.
I also find it so fucking hilarious that, Gregg is saying, my name's not Gregg, it's James, get it correct. It's kind of on how you completely warped and fucked your spouse to the point of no return, to where she's now Kai and refers to as a dude rather than a woman, when she's basically just a androgynous woman pretending to be a man when she's not. And I know a lot of people will get really super frothing over that, but it's just come on now. This is Onision we're talking about, the really biggest master manipulator ever. Like he's completely molded Lainey or Kai into like who she is now. Like she's basically become the very thing that he is. So I just find it so funny that he's like living in this fantasy land, like calling himself like one of his like creepy ass characters' names in one of his books or something. Like I saw like the book reviews off of Strange Eons, but like holy shit. Holy shit, Gregg.
And you said that there's roughly 5 more people there with cameras?
Yes, in the driveway.
Okay. And do you know what he's talking about, like why he was stalking you or anything like that?
Yeah, there's like a... It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in the driveway.
Okay.
But I have someone that there's an 18, no, I think they're 19, a 19-year-old who I didn't want to hang out with. I didn't want to be around them. They have BPD, and their mental disorder was like really affecting my life in a negative way. And so I said I didn't want them in my life anymore. And they went to this person and said a bunch of mean things about me. And so now this person's trying to like aggressively pursue me in a really hateful way as a result.
What the fuck? Bullshit! Absolute fucking bullshit, dude. That is, oh my, oh my god. The reason, like, dude, you have to understand is that Chris is trying to get your side of the story. He's built up quite the case onto you. He's interviewed Blair White, Mr. Repsion, Sarah, Shiloh, your spouse, your former wife that you did dirty to, Billy, and Regina, and plenty of other people that you fucked their lives over, especially over to Sarah. You did legal guardianship onto Sarah when she left her house, her home, when her family life was very tumultuous. And you decided that you and your spouse, Lainey, were gonna groom Sarah until she was 18, till you took her virginity away from her. And you just kicked her right out of the corner. Like, that is such bullshit, Gregg. That is such legit fucking bullshit. I mean, like, everybody knows how you operate, especially onto my video that I made on your forums. I was completely right that you were using your forums to find like another young girl so you could have your way with them and groom them. And look at what is happening at you right now. The writing is clearly on the fucking wall. You had an opportunity to defend yourself, but no, you didn't. You instead called 911 because you are legit scared. You are a legit animal backed over into a corner. The jig is up, buddy. Like, your days are numbered.
Okay, so you said they're from YouTube, though. So is it like a show that they do, or?
It's a live stream. Yeah, I've already talked to a lawyer about slander and stuff. This guy's really, really hateful towards me.
Okay. And are you able to see what type of vehicle they arrived in?
No, they parked way down the street, which is really sketchy.
Okay.
So they're standing out next to my SUV right now.
Okay. We're working on getting units out there as quickly as we can. Just go ahead and keep your doors locked. Do you feel comfortable disconnecting the line until we arrive? And then if anything changes, calling us back?
It should be fine. We're just hiding away from the windows.
Okay. If anything changes before we arrive, please call us back, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And so that concludes the 911 call, but it really wasn't enough. It really wasn't enough. Instead, Gregg decides to call them a little bit later.
911, what are you reporting?
Hi, I'm calling back. I reported some people who showed up to my house. They're trespassing and they're online.
What's the address there? So your call here, sir, has something changed on scene there?
Just waiting for the police to show up. They're still in my driveway.
Okay, it is still showing here on my screen, and law enforcement has been advised. If anything does change or escalate, call us back, okay?
Are you guys going to show up?
Sir, it has been sent to the officers. They have to drive to you, okay? If something escalates, call us back, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Like, if there was something really bad that went on, like if like the intruder was breaking in and stuff, then yeah, I would see a reason why to call 911 a second time. But you have Chris Hansen that is just asking you a couple questions, and you're already making yourself look really bad. You're digging yourself into a fucking hole, and it's beautiful. It is so fucking beautiful that you are just showing off your true colors, that you're nothing but a legit coward. Out of all the very scummy things that you've done, Gregg, like did Shiloh dirty, stalked the shit out of Sky, attempting to seduce her little sister, warp Lainey into Kai, degrade Billy and Regina, and also groom and take away Sarah's innocence. And now finally, the sins of your past is finally catching up to you, and your days are truly fucking numbered, and I'm loving the beautiful destruction of it. I really fucking am. I just know that my friend Some Guy 827, after his time at 70,000 tons of metal with my good friend Stoutmeister, he's probably just blasting out Typo Negative and just getting mad drunk, knowing that the fruits of his labor is finally coming to fruition. And I can't really blame him. He was like he was a big thorn onto Onision's side, and now it's almost done. I'm still holding on to my breath because, I mean, there needs to be like a legit fucking case into where Onision can actually get arrested. As of right now, Chris Hansen is just trying to interview him. But as from what we have seen into the situation, he looks hella guilty. He looks like a guy who is completely fucking guilty. You know, still to this very moment, I'm just bewildered and amazed that this is all happening. Like, never have I ever thought in a million years that one of the scummiest people on YouTube, Onision, is actually backed into a corner. Chris Hansen has like a really huge case against him. He has lost his Patreon, and he's now backed over into a corner. And I am just loving it. I am loving the beautiful destruction. Now, this doesn't mean that like he's done for good. Like, I'm still holding on to my breath to the moment in where he is finally cuffed and they are like shoving him into the police car. That is what I'm absolutely looking forward to, and I'm still holding my breath over this. But as of right now, he's on his last legs. He's definitely on his last legs. And I'm really hoping, even though Chris Hansen has had a lot of sketchy stuff going on with him, especially with his partner Vince, I just really hope that this is like the only redeeming quality that Chris has for him, so that he can finally crack down and take down the scummiest person onto YouTube. My God, this is just fucking amazing. So that's all I have to say over onto this. What do you guys think about the beautiful destruction of Onision? Leave it down in the comments below. Also, another thing, I understand that a lot of people are watching all the meltdown videos on his Onision Speaks channels. You don't have to do this because you're basically giving him money. We want to suck him completely fucking dry. So I have this YouTube channel called The Groomer Archives, which is pretty much all the meltdown videos that are archived and are completely demonetized because they added a lot of foul language onto the very beginning, so that Onision won't have any way whatsoever to monetize all of those videos. And it was recommended to me by this YouTuber, Pastel Bell. I'll leave her channel down in the description below. She is a very lovely lass that also makes other content and stuff, and, you know, makes the occasional Onision video. So that's all I have to say. But one more final thing I have to bring up. The virgin vegetarian body is defeated by the Chad alcoholic body! So that's all I have to say about this whole shindiggle. Without further ado, ladies and gents, I am Atticus the Death Metaler. Hope you liked this video. Subscribe to my channel. Links are down in the description below. Keep it metal and have an excellent and blessed day. Except for Onion Boy.